Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below. As soon as we're done with the weekly news, we'll go over all of your questions. I do have a quick favor to ask, just because I'm going to do a follow-up email tomorrow with Samsung, but if you guys get a chance, if you guys can, just do a quick tweet out to them right now on any social media that you have, and just tag me at the YouTube Tech Guy. Let's try to get them again to say, you know, hey, send the YouTube Tech Guy to a New York Unpacked event on August 23rd. Let's see if it does anything. If you guys can do that, I'd appreciate it. If not, hey, we still have a whole show to go through, so let's get started. Alright, now let's get started with the first bit of news, and that is going over, I lost my live chat there. Alright, that is the new images that were released for the Note 8, and this pretty much reveals everything. I see one person that's going to be very disappointed in this. No stereo speakers, at least not on the top. There are no stereo speakers on the top as of right now with these new leaked images. So let's go over this and really take a look at it. Let me just take this over here, and just so we can have a bigger image of it. Open Paint. Just so we can have a bigger image of it, let's zoom into this. So overall, what this image shows us is the fact that, sorry, I didn't think that it wouldn't be able to zoom in on there. So here's the bottom. We can see the speaker grill. We could see the S Pen, Type-C cable, and headphone jack. So it is confirmed 3.5mm headphone jack on the Note 8. However, we also confirmed no top grill speaker, at least. Look, maybe the earpiece can be another speaker, but as of right now, nope, it does not look like it in terms of having it for that purpose. Now, the other thing is, let me take a look at my S8, and that is that it looks like a lot of different circles on the front. Now, in my pre-production model, the S8 had this many circles on it too, so it could be nothing, but from what I see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have an extra sensor on here. Now maybe this is for better face recognition, so you can unlock it with your face, and it could be 3D face unlock. Now, what is the difference between 3D face unlock and regular face unlock? Well, regular face unlock has been on Android since Android 4.0, back when before the Galaxy S3. So it's a long time ago. This was after the S2 and before the S3. Long time ago, but the biggest thing about that was that it could be tricked by a photo or video. 3D, however, face recognition that is on Microsoft, it's supposedly coming on the new iPhone, cannot be tricked by a photo or video. It is as it is. You cannot trick it. So that's a big difference between it, and a much better inclusion if we get it. Overall, that is a big twist that I did not see coming for a while. I didn't think Samsung would have that, but if they do have it, that's awesome. The fact that you cannot trick it is a big plus up. Let me know what you guys think about that in terms of having that. I think it's a really great feature. We get the exact details in terms of the look, the size, everything else. We do have the return of the Bixby button. We do have also, again, 2 cameras, heart rate sensor, and lights. And then we have the fingerprint scanner on the back. So a good separation between them. Pretty much a lot of things that we thought were going to happen did happen. And overall, I'm really happy with the design. We're going to see how Bixby is overall, but I cannot say that I am sad about any of these things, disappointed with any of these things. But yeah, it is. It looks like it is. This is exactly the Note 8. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? Are you happy with this design? Are you happy with these set of features? Are you excited of having a 3D face scanning technology that you can't be tricked and you could feel a lot more secure about, that's quicker than iris scanning but still secure? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Alright, in a bit of bizarre news that happened yesterday, it looks like Dwayne Johnson is teaming up with Siri for a movie. I'm not making this up. But look at this. So this is them teaming up together. This is going to launch on July 24th on Apple's YouTube channel, but then apparently this might be the either a trailer that's launching, a skit that's launching, and then it can go on to a full-on movie or show on iTunes. Now, Apple has been trying to get iTunes music off the ground with videos that they produce. However, none of them have really come out. Like, all of them haven't been a success, really. You know, they tried to do the carpool karaoke. That's been having its issues. I don't think it's still available, so I'm curious to see if it's going to happen or not. But overall, I think it's a very interesting concept. I mean, Apple is very smart for getting The Rock. And from a lot of these images, it seems like it's going to be very grand. It seems like it's going to be, I mean, we have cars, spaceships, satellites, and spider-like robots, planes, and Dwayne Johnson. I mean, The Rock and Siri. Dominate the day. YouTube.com/Apple, and this is coming out tomorrow. So very interested to see what this turns out to be. If it is really cool, I will be covering it tomorrow. And in other news, we have our first images of the LG V30, and it looks very similar to a G6. It looks like they're following the same kind of pattern that made the G6 so big. So overall, you have the volume rocker, you have the fingerprint scanner on the back, you have the two cameras, and you have the flash all together. Similar design. It looks like a bigger G6, which isn't a bad thing, because not that the G6 is a bad design, but let me know what you guys think. Are you happy with this? It looks very curvy, so I'm curious if it's has more of a curve than the G6, but overall this looks like what we're getting for the V30. In other news, one that I am personally very excited with because I love Razer products. My favorite laptop that I got to try out for 3 weeks was the Razer Ultrabook. I fell in love with that laptop, and that one's a really cool one. So overall, really cool phone, and they are making a phone. Now, they bought out a company called Robin last year, if I'm not mistaken, and they've done nothing with it. So, but apparently they're going to look into making a mobile hardware soon. So this is what we're thinking of, that it's going to be a phone targeted towards hardcore gamers. I'm really curious to see what they can come up with. Very excited for it if we can get it. So overall, definitely interested in Razer's design. I would love a phone with that badass Razer logo on the back that does different colors with that having all the different color gamut. So I think that would be really cool. We haven't really seen, I'm trying to remember if we've seen a phone coming with that, where the back of the phone lights up with the logo. I think that's really cool. There's lots of ones that you can get third party for Apple and other brands, but this coming with it I think would be definitely something to make Razer stand apart from the rest. Alright, and finally we have the first images of the Moto Z2 Force, and it looks like Verizon no longer has the exclusivity. It looks like it's going to come to every single carrier. So it looks like not only is Verizon getting it, but AT&T is getting it, which we saw those leaked images a couple weeks back. But it's going to be by every major carrier. So Sprint and T-Mobile are getting it. Very interested to see if this comes out to be true. Overall, the Moto Z2 Play has been really good. That review is coming out this week, so stay tuned for that, but it's really cool, so definitely excited for it. Alright, that is all the news we have this week. I will now answer your questions in the comment section down below, so make sure to start firing off your questions, and I will begin to answer them after I take a sip of my Game of Thrones mug that I found. No, I haven't seen the episode yet. I'm seeing it after this. Don't you dare say anything that happens. By the way, if you like this mug, I did leave a link in the description for the Amazon link for this. All right. Let's read all your questions. Hi, Ricky. Have you heard that about T-Mobile 600 Hz? Do you know, is this going to be good? T-Mobile 600 Hz is going to be very good. It's going to make your phone a lot faster. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any phone that does is compatible with it. I know Samsung has something on their S8 that was different from the rest, but I don't know if that meant it was 600 Hz compatible, but it did have some other frequency that no other phone had until this point. It was able to get gigabit speed, so that was very different. Samsung with new 4G. Oh wait, did I put Samsung S8? Yes, Samsung S8 is the first phone with gigabit speed phone on T-Mobile. So where you are getting those kind of speed improvements, they will get granted to T-Mobile. So yeah, whoa. So yeah, I remember they had some faster internet speed than any other phone, but I can't remember what exactly it was called. But the S8 does have a faster speed than any other phone currently right now. Again, for LTE. By the way, I did also not watch, before you guys start asking, because I see previews of it right now, I did not watch Battlegrounds either for WWE. I watched that after as well. Where are you, Ricky? I'm here. Do you think the iPhone X is going to be a good buy over the Note 8? That is hard to tell, because overall right now, these are very, very similar spec phones. So it's hard to say which one's going to be better till we get them in the studio. But overall, yeah, I think they're both going to be really good. It's hard to say, oh, this one's going to be better than this one, this one's going to be better than this one, because they are very similar. My computer doesn't give me the option to format an external hard drive to FAT32. Is there a way to do this? Is your computer a PC or a Mac? Because that's definitely one thing. If it's a PC, it should absolutely allow you to do it. If it doesn't allow you to do it with the built-in Windows software, you should be able to do it with a third-party software. But yeah, it should be able to do it. If it already comes pre-formatted non-FAT32, that means you need to unfortunately get a PC that does NTS, whatever it's called, and format it to FAT32. You need to do this with a computer. I think you can do it possibly with an Android phone too if you use an OTG cable. I think you might be able to do it that way as well, but you cannot do it with a Mac if it's not FAT32 coming with it. My local T-Mobile store says the release date for the Note has been pushed back to October. Have you heard of this? Your T-Mobile stores are idiots, or they're trying to get you to buy a phone now. That's why they're saying it's been pushed back. Like, oh no, man, it's been pushed back. It's been pushed back. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Your T-Mobile store is probably telling you this, so they sell you the phone now. Like, oh, so just get the S8 Plus, man. Don't have to wait for the Note, because it's going to be pushed back. Oh, I hear the iPhone X is going to be pushed back. Actually, the iPhone X is pushed back till the first week of October. But the Note 8 is still coming out. My guess, again, is September 15th. If I look at that, let me look at the calendar again. Yeah, September 15th is when the Note 8 is coming out. It could be September 8th, but I see September 15th being a more concrete day. I'll let you know if that changes. Is there going to be an S8 Mini? No, Samsung has actually publicly stated there will not be an S8 Mini. I got my Bixby and I love some of your Bixby video. Thanks, cool, appreciate that. Mexico just lost to Jamaica in Gold Cup. Boo. Oh, lost to Jamaican Gold Cup. My dad will be sad. Will do, bro. Love the show. Thank you, Kevin. Dunkirk. I did not see Dunkirk. For me, there was so many mixed reviews, and quite frankly, I'm not the biggest fan of war movies. I did love Hacksaw Ridge last year. That one, because I love Andrew Garfield, I did go out and see it, and that one was freaking amazing. That one should have won more awards, in my opinion. I think Andrew Garfield should have won, actually, even for Best Actor for that one alone, just because that was a performance of a lifetime. But yeah, that was just an amazing movie. If you haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, I would recommend seeing that one. I did see Valerian. The review for that is coming out tonight, as well as my review for Game of Thrones after I watch that. So review of Game of Thrones episode 2 and a review for Valerian is coming out. And then tomorrow I'm doing recaps of all the trailers that dropped at Comic-Con, as well as who I think were the 5 main things you need to know that happened at Comic-Con. So if you haven't caught up on Comic-Con news, check out the channel, The Mainstream Movie Guy, my other channel, tomorrow, and I'll run down everything you need to know for Comic-Con, what happened. When is the Note 8 coming out? Again, September 8th or September 15th. My bet is on September 15th, but the announcement will be August 23rd. Hi Ricky, I have an SA Plus, and after Bixby was installed, my OK Google doesn't consistently doesn't work consistently. Try resetting your OK Google, or try resetting it to the voice command, but my Google Assistant works perfectly on my phone, so it hasn't at least happened with me, but it could be happening with you. I would try resetting the OK Google, like uninstall it and then reinstall the app, and then should hopefully be better. Have you watched SpongeBob SquarePants? No, I've never been a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants. Just wasn't my generation. Can you recommend a good password manager? Oh, someone actually put it. LastPass is a great password manager. Is there a Gear S4 coming out? Yes, the Gear S4 is coming out with the with the Note 8, but still no word on information about anything about the watch yet. Samsung is not as brave as Apple to keep 3.5. No, it's not bravery. It's courage. It took courage to take away the headphone jack. Remember that. Courage. Did you get an invite for the Note 8 Unpacked? No, I did not get an invite for the Note 8 Unpacked. If you are just joining us, I did ask you guys, again, if you're too busy, you can't do it, you don't have time to, great, that's fine. But I did ask you guys if you can tweet at Samsung Mobile US, send at the YouTube Tech Guy to Unpacked in August 23rd. That would be great if you can post that on social media. I'm going to recontact them again tomorrow to hopefully get that put in place. But if they show, if I can show them, hey, look, 15 people, 10 people, 5 people, 20 people, however many of you guys can post this online right now, if I can show them that all of you guys want this to happen, it makes my case a lot easier. I want to say about 15 people did it last week. So if we can just push it out again, guys, I would love to go to the event. That would be awesome. Don't know if it would happen, but that would be great. I used an app called Package Disabler to disable Bixby. Your thoughts? That has worked, but it's also been doesn't work with the latest update, at least on T-Mobile. That disabler does not work anymore. So it can work, but it's complicated. But yeah, Package Disabler Pro is one of my favorite apps. Ricky, my S7 does the thing where it switches screens by itself in the middle of another task. Text, email, games, it will just switch. Can I fix this? I haven't heard of that specific issue, Kevin. So I wish I could help, but I haven't heard of that specific issue. One thing I always recommend, and for any of you guys, if you guys ever have any issues and you're lucky enough to have a Samsung phone, Samsung has this really cool app called Samsung Plus. And what this app does is, and that's Samsung and then a plus symbol. What this app does is it lets you talk to a live Samsung technician. They can even take over your phone, fix the issue right then and there. So, you know, as much as I know about the phone, if it's a specific issue, maybe I haven't seen it, maybe they've already seen it 10 times, 15 times, 100 times, so they know how to fix it, or they're going to get aware of it and then push out an update to fix it right away. So that would be the one thing I would say. The music is annoying. Is the music too loud, guys? I can turn it down a little bit. Let me turn that down a little bit if it's a little bit too loud. There. Hopefully that's okay now. Greetings, Ricky. Like the summer rain, I have returned. Thanks, Quiet Storm. I'm glad you're back. Had relatives over, family, a bit busy last Sundays. How you been? That background so cool. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, I've been changing things a lot. Got music on here now, got different graphics, got all these different things. As I've said for a little while now, I've been editing all my own videos now, changing up so I can do a lot more. Since I'm editing and recording, I can do a lot of cool stuff now, so you will be seeing more stuff. I have been studying After Effects for the past several weeks. So I'm thinking about doing different ending slides, maybe even a different intro. I'm testing things out, so we'll see how it goes. A lot of cool stuff coming out though. Doing the reviews and 10 hidden features on the OnePlus 5 this week. And I'm finally going to try to get back to that drone. The reason why you never saw anything else about the DJI Spark is because I had a little accident with it. It got caught in a corner when I was flying indoors. It didn't end well. Fixed it up, patched it up, got the parts I needed, so it's up and running again. So hopefully I'll get back to that this week. You think the Note 8 will have an all-out 4K display? I do believe the Note 8 will have a 4K display. I'm going to do a video in probably next week, probably August 1st, around that time. So not this upcoming week, but a week after. And I'm going to have a video on saying everything about it. So yeah. Gear S4, will it be a thing? If so, when should it come out? It should come out at the same time, or 2 to 3 weeks after the Note 8. Last time I think it came out like 3 weeks after the Note 8, if I'm not mistaken. It was that long, or was it around? It was around that time. I can't believe no dual speakers on $1,000 phone. I know. Definitely. No dual speakers is a big thing. If my previous question did load, discard this one. Oh, the frame rate on the Note 8, will it be 120 Hz instead of 60 Hz, which 60 Hz is a standard on all smartphones? I think there's a really good chance because, again, Samsung makes that screen on the iPad. So I think it's a good chance that Samsung is just going to bring that technology over to Android. But again, like the iPad, almost no apps supported on the iPad. As reviewers have been talking more and more now, they've been saying, like, yeah, it looks great on the home screen, but then when you get into an app, nothing supports it yet. So it is something that I like to see more so as it comes along. I think it looks beautiful. No stereo speakers makes me sad. I know, Maria. I was thinking about you when I saw that. I was like, oh, Maria's going to be so upset. No stereo speakers. Which router do you have? I'm looking to get a Netgear AC 1750. I have actually switched over to a mesh router. So if you have heard about mesh routers, they're basically 3 different routers. So you get full internet all over your place. And I have a 2-story apartment. So it really is, it's like a townhome style. So it really was like certain dead spots that weren't as good internet reception. Take a look at it on my YouTube channel. I did the full review and I showed the speed differences from my old N router to this router and just how different it was. So this is the TP-Link Deco, spelled D-E-C-C-O, I believe, M5, or CCO or CO. M5 router. I think it originally goes for $300, but it is on sale a lot on Amazon for like under like I think $250, and I've seen it as low as $230 sometimes For 3 routers to get your entire house set up, it's probably the best and most affordable mesh router setup you can get. Is the Note 8 confirmed to have 6 gigabytes? I'm almost positive it will have 6 gigabytes. I've heard nothing to the contrary yet at this point. So if I had to bet money on it, I would. But again, I'll do a video on everything I believe that the Note 8 will have, a predictions video. And remember, my predictions have almost always come out right. Well, front-facing speaker means bigger bezel, so I guess there's a positive for the Note 8. The S8 Plus is limited for a phone bug. iPhone 8 leaks. No more iPhone 8 leaks this week. Although, if you've seen our past videos, we pretty much know everything about the iPhone X, except for the name. If it's iPhone 8, iPhone X, Apple phone, Apple Edition phone, iPhone Edition, one of those names will be the name of the phone. We also know it's going to start at $1,069 for the iPhone X. For the Note 8, it's going to start at, just guys, see what price would the Note 8 be? The Note 8 is going to range from $920 to $1,000 depending on your carrier. So on some carriers it might be $920, some carriers might be $940, $960, $980, and all the way up to $1,000. Razer phone looks sharp, no pun intended. There was a pun intended there. Siri better be as smart in iOS 11 as in the movie. No shade. I don't know. If you actually check out my Twitter, Phone Buff did this really cool video on a rap battle between Bixby, Google Assistant, Alexa, and Siri. I'm not gonna lie. Check that video out. Freaking Alexa and Bixby got bars. They have rhymes. I cannot believe that. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. And Google Assistant, it was too kiddish. It sounded, you know, like a I just pictured a white guy in the office writing it basically. And Siri, yeah, it's Siri. Oh, that was horrible. You move the clock. Yeah, I moved it behind me, so you guys can't complain about the clock no more. Move the other side of the screen so the comments don't block you. Oh, yeah. 600 hertz coming out in August. Will it further reach? It will make T-Mobile's network the best. Yeah. iPhone Pro news. No new news on the next iPhone. Although again, for the iPhone, we pretty much know everything about it. So just to give you a quick rundown, because a lot of people are asking about the iPhone X, iPhone Pro, whatever you want to call it. Again, 5.8-inch screen. However, the bottom part will be called an active screen. So like on my S8, you see how there's this home button? That whole area is going to be called the active zone. So the actual usage area of the screen will be 5.2, or yeah, 5.2 out of the 5.8. So you're gonna have about 0.6 then just used for that, and the other 5.2 will be for the active zone. So it will be a smaller real estate in terms of the actual screen for the iPhone than the iPhone Plus, but it'll be a bigger screen than the iPhone, than the regular iPhone, which is a 4.7-inch screen. It'll be half an inch bigger than the iPhone, than the regular iPhone, but almost the same size as the regular iPhone with a screen almost as big as the iPhone Plus. So gives you a good idea of how it is. It's going to be an OLED display. It's going to be an OLED display. It's going to be what else? Wireless charging. It's going to have dual cameras, vertical dual cameras, and it's probably going to have a 120 hertz display. So those are all the main things for the new iPhone. Do you love the Note Fan Edition? I think the Fan Edition is obviously too overpriced for my liking, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. For me, it's just too expensive. What's the difference between Samsung 256 micro SD card Evo Plus and Evo Select? The Evo Plus has been rated. No, wait. The Select is a new one, actually. I just remembered. The Select is the new one. I don't have too much information on the Select. I just never looked into it that much. But I think it was more the protection, if I'm not mistaken, that the Select offers that the Evo Plus doesn't. Like, you know, like ice proof, magnetic proof, and all that kind of stuff, like those kind of things. But I'm not positive on that. I would have to look into it. But yeah, the Select just came out this past year, and I was like, what sense does this one make? Because you have an Evo and a Pro. That's all you need. You don't need middle ones for no reason. Any ideas? Will Bixby be available for international? Bixby International, we do not know yet. My guess is, honestly, it's probably going to be October at the earliest. Samsung just had so many issues bringing it to the US alone, and it was a lot of issues. So I think you're looking at October at best for Europe, and I see it even longer for other countries. And when I'm saying Europe too, I think the UK is the obvious first one since they only have it translated for Korean and English. And although British English is a different English than US English, it's at least very similar to the point where you could actually do that a lot more easily. So I'm not sure. I'm really curious to see how it's going to come about. But overall, I think that's going to be what we're getting. Movie Player 1 coming out. Your thoughts on it? Again, I'm going to do a full Comic-Con wrap-up tomorrow. So for the full breakdown, subscribe to the Mainstream Movie Guy. That's my other channel. And really with that one, Player 1 has so many freaking cool Easter eggs. You see a DeLorean. If you guys have not seen the trailer for it, you see a DeLorean, you see things like Lara Croft, you see things like a QR code scanner that you can actually scan and it takes you to a website. There's so many Easter eggs in that trailer. It's insane. It's really cool. It's really awesome. I can't wait to see how many Easter eggs it's going to have. To this day, the book that it's based on, the writer said that not every Easter egg has been found in the book to this day, and that came out a while ago. So I can only imagine how much we're going to see on the movie. Do you have favorite themes video on the S8 Edge Plus? Or suggest me if you have phone with color is blue or so. I don't use themes really because I use Nova Launcher. So I don't use the regular TouchWiz that comes with Samsung. So I just don't use it as well. And Android 10X or A11 chip will destroy the Snapdragon 835. See, here's the thing. So a lot of people say like, oh man, you know, these things destroy Snapdragon and all that kind of stuff because of what you see in benchmarks. Here's the thing. Most Apple users that are strictly Apple users only know Geekbench, which is where Apple scores the highest and completely destroys Android. But Android outclasses it in Antutu. If you actually look, Antutu, Snapdragon 835 is better than all of the Apple processors. Not to mention, it's also better in terms of generally, not always, but generally, most Androids score way better on graphics. So when you check out, what is it, GFX benchmark, there it's dominated by Android, mixed in with some Apple, and obviously some of the Surfaces definitely dominate because those are pretty much full computers. But so just to give you an idea, it depends on what benchmark you're looking at, and that's why benchmarks honestly don't matter too much, just because, let's face it, it matters more in how the phone's using it, and that is where Apple shines to begin with. But in terms of benchmarks, it really does depend on which benchmark you're looking at, because Geekbench, Apple dominates, and Antutu, Android dominates. And as far as the other ones, there's a mixture, but those are the two most reputable, Geekbench and Antutu. Antutu's been doing it for longer, but Geekbench has been a definite standard, especially because Geekbench, I think, does a better job of having regular computers and regular desktops, laptops, all that kind of stuff, whereas Antutu really just does mobile. So that's why I think Geekbench became more popular over time. Current iPhone 7 user waiting to switch over to Android. Should I get the S8 Plus or wait for the Note 8? I would at least wait for the Note 8 announcement to happen before you make a decision. If anything, the S8 Plus will go cheaper once the Note 8 is announced. Dunkirk is amazing. See it. My question is, what colors is the Note 8 coming in? So we have some rumors on the Note 8 colors. As of right now, we're looking at a black, a blue, and a silver, but that could change. We don't know. My hearing is the Orchid Gray wasn't the biggest hit, so I'm not sure if they're going to keep that color or if they're going to go with something else different. Do I have a... I do have a PC, Ricky. Thank you. It's an option. Doesn't under the default settings for some reason. There are plenty of third apps that will let you reformat your hard drive, so just look up that and it should allow you to do it. Do you think Samsung will have a smaller phone model to directly compete with smaller phones like the iPhone SE? I'm hoping the S8 Mini, but yeah, that's gone. I don't know if Samsung will, because unfortunately in Android realm, smaller phone means cheaper. Sony is probably the only maker that's done a small phone that's not designed to be cheap, but nothing that small. I mean, 4.5 is tiny for Android. I mean, no phone is that size screen. Even Metro phones, Cricket phones, you know, these prepaid phones, they're not even 4.5 inch screen. So no, I do not see Android coming out with any phone like that. They've tried it in the past. The Samsung Alpha was a prime example of them trying to do a premium phone at that price point. Sorry, didn't sell. Did not sell well at all. Sorry, I just got caught up with the channel, bro. What's the reason for the change of the room setting? Oh, I've been changing the rooms to different ones. I've been testing out different rooms, but this one I changed because of the fact that there was a clock on that side, and everyone was saying, what time is it, or my clock is stuck. So now I have the clock behind me, so it doesn't show as much. Do you think Samsung will make... Oh, sorry, I read that one. I have a Moto 360 Sport right now. Should I buy a S3 Frontier from a friend, or wait till the S4? I would wait till the S4. Frontier for 200 bucks isn't bad, but I mean, look, I'm a big believer in something, and that is I like to spend more money so that I have something that lasts longer. That's the way I think. But you have to live within your means as well. I'm a big believer in that. Like, if I don't have money to do something, I don't have money to do something. As many of you guys know, right now I'm in between my day-to-day job, so I don't have a day-to-day job, which has obviously shrunk my income right now, right? So I'm not doing what I used to do right now. I'm not going out gallivanting, you know, spending money buying all this tech right now. I have had to rein it in. You should always try to live within whatever your means are and whatever you can do. And then, you know what, when I get another job and I'm making like 100,000 again, then hey, I can do a lot then. Yeah, right? You know, I can enjoy myself, do a lot of those things. But until I get to that point again, I'm not going to put myself in that kind of situation. So that's always my thing. I believe, like, yeah, if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to buy myself something that lasts for a long time. So that's how I do it. But again, everyone is different, and you need to get what's best for you. Did you get an invite to Unpacked? No, I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record, so sorry for the people that have been watching since the beginning. But no, I've not got an invite to Unpacked yet. At the beginning of the show, I asked you guys tweet out to @SamsungMobileUS and tag me in it at YouTube Tech Guy to send me to Unpacked. I'm going to contact Samsung's new PR guy again to hopefully get me in there, but I don't know. I mean, look, because of what I just told you guys something, right? I don't have a day-to-day job right now, so literally YouTube is all my income right now, not that much right now. So because of that, I am, it would be very hard for me to even afford to go to New York. So yeah, if Samsung would pay for me to go there, I will, you know, review the hell out of the product. I will do a whole series about it. Everything great. But yeah, I don't know. If they would offer me to get there, I'll scrounge up some money and I'll get there. You know, but yeah, that's my status right now. I've not got an invite from Samsung. Would love to get it. Again, if I message the guy tomorrow and tell him like, hey, you know, if you look at our Twitter channel, it has like 15 posts, 20 posts with viewers wanting us to go over there and cover it. So, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see. When do you think Bixby will come in the UK? I said that earlier. I think Bixby will come to the UK in October at the earliest. Hey Ricky, have you seen the current sales of the S8 S8 Plus at Best Buy? Unlocked is at $650. T-Mobile, Sprint, and every other carrier but AT&T. It's dropping, yeah, and that's why it's going to be on sale. It's going to be discounted. It's like BOGOs right now too. Really good sales for the S8. Just depends on what you want. Any idea, have you fixed the error that says an APK I'm trying to install conflicts with an existing one by the same name? I'm on the Galaxy S7. If you can uninstall or disable the other one, or as we talked about earlier, there is an app called Package Disabler. If you use that on the old app and then install the new app, hopefully that'll work. What's up, tech guy? What's up? Whoa, whole bunch of images just loaded. Last question, I promise. Any word on special deals carriers will offer for the Note 8? No, Samsung is very tight-lipped about that. I probably won't find that out till the announcement. I do have last minute the latest update for T-Mobile on my phone. So far, Package Disabler still works for Bixby. Not sure if it will change. Yeah, with the latest update that I got about 3 days ago, it did stop it from working. However, maybe I didn't do it then, because then I had to reinstall Bixby to do a video. So maybe since then, Package Disabler had an update, and then, you know, it's always an update versus update, right? Oh, Samsung pushes out an update to stop it. Disabler updates it, so it won't stop it. They update again, they update again, they update again. It's always a race. Or a back-to-back, as it were. Why can't Apple and Samsung put fingerprint scanner underneath the display? The technology just can't be mass-produced. So, again, Samsung or Apple is not making this technology. They're not manufacturing it. They're buying it from other people that are producing it. So here's the problem with that. They need to rely on other people to make it. And if another person says, look, I can make it for you, but in a month, I can only make 5 million. Although that sounds like a lot, that is way too little for an iPhone, and even struggling at the Note. So no, that's not acceptable. So if there's not a current manufacturer that can mass produce the numbers they need, they're not going to put it. That's why. How can I send a wallpaper to your website? Email me at at YouTube Tech Guy. So just a YouTube Tech Guy. You can do that. You can always, yeah, email me is the best way. Make sure. I don't have my email up here anymore, so I'm not making sure, like, what the heck is my email again? Yeah, YouTube Tech Guy. It's also available on my website, theyoutubetechguy.com. Or sorry, not the. I don't have a the in there, do I? Wait, wrong web browser. No, just youtubetechguy.com. So youtubetechguy.com. My email should be on there under contact. It should be available there. So yeah. Where'd my chat go? There it is. All right. Where will Apple put the fingerprint Touch ID? That's a good question. We do not know. As of right now, this is the two answers that are most likely. The two answers that are most likely for Apple's Touch ID is nowhere, followed by on the power button. And coming in third underneath the display. Those are the 3 options that we have for the fingerprint scanner on the next iPhone. For the high-end iPhone, the old iPhone will still have the fingerprint scanner. Do you think it will have the best hardware? What will have the best hardware? The Note 8, the iPhone X? They're going to be both competitors, so I'm not sure which one you mean, but it's going to be probably between those 2 this year. Give me the email in order to ask them to send you to Unpacked. You mean the email for their PR person? Maria, I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I will send you their email. Email me again. TubeTechGuy at gmail.com, and email me, Maria, and I'll think about it. I just don't know if giving out people's their email address. I don't know how that'll be, but hey, if it gets us there, right, that would be the main point. But we'll see. Do you know the price range of the Note 8? Yeah, the Note 8, I said this earlier, it will be anywhere from $920 to $1,000 depending on your carrier. Some carriers will have it for $920, some $940, some $960, some $980, and some $1,000. Which features will the Note 8 camera have? Wide angle? No, it's not going to be a wide angle, it's going to be zoom. So it's going to be a 3x optical zoom. So instead of the 2x optical zoom that the iPhone and the OnePlus and other dual lens cameras have, it's going to be a 3x zoom. So a much further zoom, which I just came from a wedding before I did the show, and man, could I have used more zoom. It was hard to get those shots with how far back I was, so more zoom would have been much better. And I did take my OnePlus 5, so I had that 2x zoom. Wasn't enough. Just my thoughts, but I wish you wouldn't play music on your show because it's a bit distracting. Music is great, by the way, just don't like hearing it while you're talking. Again, I turned it down, so hopefully it's okay. If it's really bothering you guys a lot, though, I mean, maybe I might consider turning it off or just turning it way down for the next episode. I do have it at this current sound though now, so if it's still too loud next week, or if it's still too loud that you guys don't like it, then I could lower it down next week more than this. His predictions always come right. That means Rigsby is confirmed. He's just holding out on us. Look, I told you guys a while back, Rigsby is too far advanced for any hardware that comes out this year. I think Rigsby has to be on the first bendable phone. I think that's where Rigsby has to start. A new innovation in hardware with a new innovation in software. Rigsby, it's too above everything else. What's the next question? Just tweeted it. Hope it helps. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate that, man. Hey, Ricky, is it possible to buy something that will give you Wi-Fi without an internet provider? No, because you need to have an internet receiver and sender. So unless you're getting free internet from like the city, no, there's no way to get internet without having internet, if that makes sense. What would you want from a Tesla phone? To never need to be recharged. It should have like solar panels built into it, so I never have to charge it or something. I don't know. My Echo is going crazy when you're talking about the Echo name. The clock is fine now, but no picture frames. You know, it's always something. Bigsby, earn more points for more features. The only features that you can unlock with more points right now is the different colors, as far as I know. What improvements will it be on the S4 have? No word on the S4. I do not know what new features it's going to have. Will you have Super Chat soon? No, I don't see... Look, other YouTubers might use Super Chat. For one, I don't think I'm big enough to do that. Two, Super Chat, the whole idea behind Super Chat is to... You guys have to pay me to get higher views on your questions, and I just don't want to do Super Chat for that reason. So, yeah. Nice mug. Yeah, I have the link for it in the description if you wanted to check it out. I'm watching Game of Thrones after this, so I wanted to get in the spirit. What do you think about the essential new Android by the creator of Android? Look, Andy Rubin is a genius. There's no doubt about that. I don't think that phone's going to be a hit. I think it's going to be a flop, unfortunately. Great, more of a proof of concept kind of phone to get them started. I'm more interested in their essential speaker. That actually looks really good. How much is the price estimate for the Note 8? Again, it'll be between $920 and $1,000 depending on your carrier. Is there a way to rig a micro SD card to work with the PS Vita? I do not use the PS Vita, never had a Vita, so I'm not sure. The other day you mentioned that you listen to music on your S8. Does it kill your battery? Thanks for answering my question. No, music doesn't kill it too much. The main time I listen to music is when I'm, you know, like running, putting headphones on and running and just doing that. So that's the main time I use it. Any way to use the stylus on the S8 Plus just like the Note? No. Samsung does make a pen called the Type-C pen, or a C pen, not the Type-C pen, the C pen instead of the S pen. The C pen is a very narrow tip stylus that works on their phones, regardless if it has a Note or not, but it doesn't have the functionality of an S pen. It's narrower than a regular stylus, like a regular stylus you buy in a store, but it's not as narrow as the S Pen is. So it's kind of in between. Will there be a screen embedded fingerprint scanner on the iPhone 8? As of right now, no. How do you feel about the LG G6? I think the LG G6 is a great phone for specific users, especially ones that love the wide angle camera. I think that is by far the best feature of it. And although I've liked it at times, I've found it unnecessary at other times. And then I just wish I had another phone that did better low light. Will you still make video about how to shoot green screen? Yes, I do. That's on the list for this week. Ricky, I have an S8 Plus. Can you tell me how to add ringtones to my contacts and how to add additional email accounts? Adding ringtones to your contacts you can do by going into your contact and just adding a specific ringtone for them. You can also download an app like Zedge is the one I recommend for getting better ringtones, and then you can just put it, oh, do you want to assign it to a contact or do you want it to be your main ringtone? And then you can just assign it to a contact. What movies are you looking forward to this year and next? This year would be Star Wars, Thor, Ragnarok, Justice League. Those are the 4 big ones I would say off the top of my head. Ready Player One comes out this year, right? If I'm not mistaken. Ready Player One. I think those are all the ones I'm thinking of right now. The Snapdragon 835 that you're talking about, the 183, that is not the highest Snapdragon 835 has done. Snapdragon 835 has done more. It depends on the phone that you're ranking at. It's not just the processor, it's the overall phone that ranked. So that's the difference of, I'm not talking about it. You very well could be right in terms of the 8x scoring higher than the 234, but if I open up Antutu right now, they're going to show the average score of an iPhone. They're going to show the average score of other phones, and each time I've done the test, you can actually see when I did the benchmark score for the S8, where the S8 was and where the iPhone was. So you can see it when you do that. I'm gonna just download it real quick. Just so you know. Oh, the graphics one I was talking about too was 3D Mark, and that's the graphics one that again Apple usually doesn't score the highest at. Do you have headphones with Bluetooth 5.0 that use the Bluetooth 5.0 feature? No, there is no headphones with Bluetooth 5.0 yet. Ricky, what's your nationality? I am Mexican. I didn't skip your question. I didn't see it, by the way, just so you know. Again, these questions kind of move kind of fast, and I'm the only one looking at them. If you guys just donate $1 a month each, Ricky will do more with the channel that's less than a fidget spinner. That's hilarious, Alex. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Whoa. Sorry, I lost my place. A bunch of questions just loaded. Ricky, why not join forces with a tech site such as Pocket Now or Sam Mobile, etc.? I think that's an interesting concept, but my main thing is, like, I wouldn't want to compete with myself, if that makes any sense. If I would, and don't get me wrong, I would love to work with, like, Juan Carlos Bagnell, Jaime Rivera. I love those guys. Those guys are awesome, really cool. I met just, you know, really briefly Jaime Rivera at CES last year. I've seen Juan Carlos, never talked to him though. Never got a chance to. But yeah, I mean, I've met some of them. I met Michael Fisher back when he was at Pocket Now. Really cool guy, very chill. And also, oh, I forgot the other one's name. But they're really cool. It's just that, again, like, I wouldn't want to do which ones I have. So as you can see, I have an Antutu benchmark right here, and I don't know if you can see that. Actually, I'll even have it just so you can see it. iPhone 7 Plus is ranked lower than the S8, than the S8 Plus, and then the iPhone, and then the OnePlus 5. So just so you get a better idea of the ranking of where the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus rank comparing to. I'm not going by just processor, because if you're just processor but you lose RAM and graphics and everything else, it's not really that much of a difference. But yeah, so that's why I didn't want to. I don't think joining a site like that would be the most beneficial thing for me, but let me know what you guys think. I mean, would I love to join with one of those guys? Yeah, it would be awesome to work with professionals like that and have them show me all this cool quality stuff and everything like that. Juan Carlos Bagnell actually lives in LA too, so yeah, I would love to work with them, but I think I would need to get to know them first and see if I can offer a benefit that really would benefit them. I met some guys at Phone Arena last year at CES too, so just starting to meet these people. So you have BK Disabler, and a couple of days ago T-Mobile sent out an update and BK Disabler was included in that update, so they did stop that blocker, but maybe not the regular one, that the package disabler one. Don't feel bad for yourself. I wasn't invited to Unpacked either. Well, you know, I just I've always wanted to go. It's not that I feel bad. It's just like it would be so cool to go. Should I buy a Note 8 or wait for the iPhone 8? I would wait for, if you're debating between both the Note 8 and the iPhone 8, I would look it up to see when they both come out and then compare them. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Is the iPhone fingerprint scanner going to be on the power button? That is a rumor right now. It's the ranking goes like this. Number 1, no fingerprint scanner. Number 2, fingerprint scanner on the power button. And number 3 possibility is fingerprint scanner on the screen. And that's the most likely, 1, 2, and 3. Note 8 4K display? No way. Yes, but again, it will not come out of the box 4K display. It will come out of the box 1080p display, and then you can up it to 4K if you would like. Rigsby is the only assistant that can match the flexibility of your phone and your life. That is awesome. I'm a marketing major, and that is awesome. I love that. Will Rigsby do laundry? That's the kind of assistant I want. Rigsby will build you a rocket ship that will fly you to an island. That's how great Rigsby is. And, you know, it will transform into a jet and fly you to an island. That's how awesome Rigsby is. You're awesome, by the way. If you know that reference, it's an old YouTube video. If you know that reference, you're really cool. Rigsby is a joke that we've been talking about for a long time. It's an inside joke, basically. You know, people say like, "Oh, you know, forget Bigsby. We need Rigsby as named after me." And so I've been saying like, "Oh yeah, you know, Rigsby's just not ready yet. There's no hardware that can match Rigsby yet because that's, you know, too advanced for all of this." Hey Ricky, for someone like myself who's been using the S6 that's not in great shape these days, would you recommend upgrading to a Note 5 at an affordable price, or the Note 8 release and wait? Again, from what I said earlier, I would say the Note 8 would last you the next, you know, 3 years or something like that, much better than a Note 5 would. Note 5 itself has Wi-Fi issues, a lot of things like that. So my friend has had a lot of Wi-Fi issues with his Note 5 that he's stayed with, so I just wouldn't recommend jumping into that. You're my favorite tech YouTuber. Appreciate you answering your questions. Of course, Joshua. No problem. Don't mind the music. Keep it. Keep up the good work. Hope you get the invite. Thank you. Appreciate that. Play all the music you want, man. All good. I'm saying I don't like it while you're talking low or high. Oh, okay. I understand. I have a burnt-in image of last visited page. It looks like my SA Plus won't go away. What do I do? That is a screen burn-in issue. Unfortunately, that's a hardware defect basically that has happened. You can get it replaced under the 1-year warranty from Samsung. Although the only downside is if you don't have a Samsung service center by you, you might have to wait while it's shipped. Top Gun 2 drone battle. I think it's going to be Top Gun 2 will be a drone versus man battle. I do think that's going to be the antithesis of Top Gun 2 movie. There's a Top Gun 2 movie coming out in a few, I think next year or 2 years from now with Tom Cruise. That's what he's talking about. Will we ever get a Note tablet again? I really regret not getting one when I had the chance. I think it will eventually come, but the Tab S3 is a Note tablet. If you haven't seen the Tab S3, it is a Note tablet, really. It has an S Pen, it has functionality. It's my go-to tablet right now for tablet things. So yeah. Will there be a YouTube award like Oscars? I don't know if they'll ever do that specifically. There are third parties that do YouTube awards. But not necessarily, I would say, at the level of Oscars. But yeah. Some YouTube channels even get nominated by Emmys. Oh, the A10X processor on the iPad Pro. Unfortunately, iPad Pro Antutu is not developed for it. The iPad Pro isn't as good graphics, though. You can actually see it on the 3D Mark test, and it doesn't rank as good graphics as all of them. So yeah. Again, I'm not saying Apple's bad. Again, I am saying Apple's performance is much better, I would say, in terms of smoothness and not stuttering as much. Now, statistically, they tend to crash more now compared to, because since iOS 8, iOS has not been as stable as they used to be. And a lot of people attribute that to Steve Jobs passing and, you know, his rigorous, like, it will be perfect and working people to the bone, making them go like crazy. That was his ethic. But you know what? Before iOS 8, iOS 1 through 8 did not have crashes. After iOS 8, it's been having a lot of crashes. You can see it happening more and more at AT&T stores, at T-Mobile, at everything like that. People are coming in more with iPhone issues for software issues that never used to happen. Never happened. So it is a difference in iPhone's software, but in terms of their hardware, it's still top notch and it still runs very smoothly. So I'm not saying it to say like Apple's not good hardware or anything like that. I'm just saying that, yeah, that. I love to see you do After the Buzz, Ricky. You'd kill it with Pocket Now and Android Authority. Yeah, if I called it something. So yeah, a lot of people do like Revisited, After the Buzz, which is what Pocket Now did. I didn't want to rip off Pocket Now in that aspect because I feel like they were the first ones that really did that. Like, but yeah, I've thought about doing those kind of things, like, you know, 4 months later, 5 months later, After the Buzz kind of style, but name it something different. I might. It's a possibility. As I'm going through, and YouTube is all I'm really doing now, but while I'm looking for jobs, it is what I'm looking for, right? It is what I'm looking at. So that currently is what I'm looking into right now. What is the best virus scanner for a computer? I switched to Windows Defender because AVG wanted me to pay $50 to renew. Anything not too expensive works good. I actually use Windows Defender. The same thing you're using right now is what I use. But I don't go on any crazy website. I don't do any stuff that I need to worry about. So keep that in mind too. Is it Rigsby or Rigsby? It's Rixby. So yeah, with an X. By the way, the reason I always say Bigsby instead of Bixby is because the phone does not understand my X, so that's why I always say Bigsby. Everyone tells me, like, it's not Bixby, or sorry, it's not Bigsby, it's Bixby. And I know, but it doesn't get my X, so I just changed it to Bigsby. Apple Watch 4 next summer FaceTime camera. FaceTime camera is the goal for Apple Watch, but they definitely need to get longer battery life. Wearables are not selling as much as these companies would like, so they need to figure that out, or else, yeah. Intel i5 or i7 for gamers notebook. Here's the thing. i5 is pretty much good for a gamer's notebook if you can get a graphics card that's like a 1070 or a 1080 GTX, right? But are you planning on doing any editing on it? Video editing is one of the main things that I always recommend an i7 over an i5. But again, what did we talk about earlier in this show is that I really recommend spending more money to get the better, longer lasting thing. So I would automatically always get an i7. I've never not... Ever since i7's debut, every computer that I've owned has had an i7. Every single one. I've never had one without an i7. I've never bought lower than an i7 for myself. I've never bought lower than an i5 for any family member. Anytime any family member is looking at that, I've never done that. So, yeah. Is the iPhone 7, or sorry, is the iPhone 8 going to have a fingerprint? Again, as of right now, probably not. Yeah, the Dragon Ball Z Super Blue is coming out on the 25th. So excited. Maybe you can put Vegeta and Goku picture on the frame. That is funny. You know, I actually know how to put a picture on there. So I haven't really thought about putting a picture frame. But I can actually put a picture on that background. So maybe I will. In terms of Dragon Ball Z Super, yes, I'm super excited to see it, and I'm going to buy that Blu-ray. I'm hoping there has not been any word if this will be available digital, because I'd rather buy it digitally, but if I can't buy it digitally, I'll buy it on Blu-ray. Sounds like Top Gun writers have seen the movie Stealth from around. Yeah, a little bit of rip-off. Yeah, I'm sure, but let's be honest now. Stealth wasn't the greatest movie to begin with. Jamie Foxx is best at dramatic roles and comedic roles. He kills at those. Family fun. Electro. I mean, come on. You are some of you actually listen to us. Thanks. How do you like the Alienware computer? I've been using the Alienware computer. So yeah, the Alienware computer is running a lot better than my old one. I have a little bit of issue when it falls asleep and it turns back on. My Logitech mouse has issues, but maybe it's just time to upgrade my Logitech mouse. That might be what it's telling me. But yeah. Top Gun will have subliminal Scientology messages. Will make you send Tom Cruise money. Tom Cruise is on the outs with Scientology right now, actually. So, but why do I even know that? Yeah. I hear way too much about the background news sometimes. What's the best app for audio improvements for Android phone, including the S8? Audio improvements? What do you mean by audio improvements? To make it sound better? There's not too much you can do for it. I mean, there's more customization and equalizers that you can do, but that's about it. Why does Apple refuse to include an app drawer? It's just never been a part of their phone. They don't see a reason to. Hi Ricky, do you believe technology within the Note 8 will be way more advanced than the S8? And do you believe that the technology in the S8 will last the next 3 years? I do believe the S8 could easily last the next 2 years. However, saying it next 3 years, I think it'll struggle at that point, to be honest. Is the Note 8 going to be more advanced than the S8? Yes. The UI itself, the interface, and how the phone moves and runs will be much better. You'd be great on Pocket Now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe I could reach out to one of them. But yeah, I don't know. Again, like my thing is, like I know Juan Carlos Bagnell does Gadget Guy videos on the side. But you know, everyone knows him from Pocket Now, right? That would be my stipulation. If I would go to Pocket Now, I'd be like, okay, what videos do I do for you guys and what videos do I do for myself? Because obviously I wouldn't want to give up my own YouTube channel. So that would be my main thing. Plus I don't even know. I honestly have no idea how much they get paid for Pocket Now. I have no idea how that works. Will Samsung get to augmented reality? Not within the next 2 years. Next 3 years, I think you have a good shot of Samsung getting to augmented reality. i9, when? i9, I do not know when the release is for that one. I know of it, but I just haven't been following when the release is for it because I don't need an i9. By the way, still no lag, still great battery life on my S8 Plus. Nice. What is better, iPhone 8 Pro or Note 8? It really depends. It really depends. The iPhone 8 versus the Note 8 is going to be a battle. We'll see who comes out on top. I don't know. Apple is going to have wireless charging and OLED displays, which are two of the biggest advantages that Android has had. So Apple's going to be a beast this year. I'm really curious to see how it's going to come out. Apple will make a watch band battery. Yes, they do have a patent for that, but I don't know if they're going to come out with it. Again, it's all about technology, cost, and everything like that, so we'll see. Should I buy a Nintendo Switch or an Apple Watch Series 2? Well, those are two very different things. I will say this, I don't play my Nintendo Switch that often. There hasn't been enough games yet. Until Mario Odyssey, I would hold off on a Switch personally. And if that means getting an Apple Watch Series 2 now, that's great. But Apple Watch Series 3 will probably come out in November, just so you know. Sorry I missed other videos, but are you in a new home or what? No, that is a green screen effect. Put a picture of the month in a picture frame. Pick 2 pictures a month, pick them maybe. That would actually be a cool idea, Alex. Now, are you saying that just because you submit some really amazing pictures for the picture of the month? If you guys don't know, we do have this running thing for picture of the month. So you take a picture with your smartphone, submit it, and yeah, then you get the. I see. Sorry, my CPU is apparently being used to very high yields. I see I'm using 67% of my CPU right now. So yeah, so on our website, youtubetechguy.com, you can actually see we have a picture of the month submitted by you guys. So send us amazing looking photos. I'll consider all of them, and I'll vote, and I'll put one up every month. And you just get the recognition of taking the picture with what phone, and yeah, that's it. since it will be a mainstream movie, are you going to see, pause for a dramatic event, My Little Pony movie? Oh, I would hate to see that. I would really hate to. I don't see every mainstream movie. Like I said, I didn't see Dunkirk this weekend, right? I did see Valerian, actually, just because I was more interested in that one. Again, Dunkirk is by far a better movie than Valerian. It's just, it didn't really interest me as much because war movies aren't my thing. But I don't know if I could bring myself to see My Little Pony. I saw Despicable Me 3. I reviewed that one. But, My Little Pony. Nintendo Switch, especially. Yeah, look, Nintendo Switch is great. I don't have enough games for it yet. But I've never been into Zelda, so keep that in mind. So if you're into Zelda, that is a while. Equalizers, yes, thanks, man. I don't have a specific app for Equalizer. Samsung, if you download their music app, they have an Equalizer built into their phone. So yeah, I would just use that for your Equalizer because I think you said it was for an S8. Ricky, are you going to be wearing the Gear S3? If so, what watch are you wearing? I'm not wearing the Gear S3. I'm actually wearing the Fossil Q right now. This will be our giveaway for August. I do not have a Gear S3 because I gave my Gear S3 to my brother, because I knew the Gear S4 was going to be coming out. So I was like, oh, I'll wear different watches for the next 2 months and that'll be it. I was supposed to get the Huawei watch too, but they have had some shipping issues with that. So no word on that yet either. You're the budget MKBHD. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Hey, I would love to have the kind of quality the MKBHD has. Don't have a red camera, don't have the money for that yet, but that would be really cool to be like that one day. And yeah, I mean, I don't take that in offensive. I mean, I would aspire to get the kind of views and subscribers and deals and all that kind of stuff that MKBHD gets if he gets invited to everything. It doesn't have to be mine, but he'd be cool. Wait. Oh. Where do you submit it? Where can we take pics of? You can take pictures of anything. I just don't want people in it for the obvious reason of, you know, like I just don't want a person in the shot. So I would say not people in the shot. Nothing vulgar, nudity, you know, violence or anything too crazy like that. You know, again, this is on my website, so just good, amazing looking photos. There are some amazing sunset ones, amazing flower ones, amazing, really cool ones. But where you submit it, just email me at so the letter U, tubetechguy@gmail.com, and make sure the subject is photo of the month, and that's how you submit it. Well, how about Dragon Ball Z Fighters? Fighting game looks good. Dragon Ball Z fighting games look amazing. There was 2 announcements at Comic-Con 2. They were getting 2 new fighters. I'm trying to remember who they were. Krillin and Piccolo, I believe, were the 2 new fighters announced for it. So I'm very excited about that. Your thoughts on Nintendo Switch app? As far as I know, the app is like a placeholder right now. I haven't seen it active unless that changed. Zelda for the Wii U, so no need for the Switch yet. Exactly, yeah. Actually, I've heard Zelda plays better on the Wii U than it does on the Switch from what my friend told me that did play the Zelda game. Do I have the Samsung Music? I do have the Samsung Music app. Thanks, man. Yeah, no problem. Alright guys, I think we're going to call that a show. 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I need to see WWE Battlegrounds, and I need to see Game of Thrones Episode 2, and we will have the review up for that tonight, so that will be going up tonight. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I do appreciate it, guys. Let me see how many people tweeted out to Samsung Mobile. Wow. Did I get 5? Awesome, guys. I got 5 tweets to Samsung Mobile, so thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. I'm going to retweet each of them. Thank you guys for tweeting that out to Samsung. I really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, thank you as always so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to email me too. I know I don't have my email on here anymore, but you can always feel free to email me, just youtubetechguy@gmail.com. So yeah, always feel free to email me and visit my website at it's all of this is in the description, by the way. youtubetechguy.com. You can check out the website and you can see all of the photos of the month as well as all of our giveaways every month. All right, guys, thank you always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.